For the next 3 episodes, I'm going to be talking with Brenden Bishop. He is one of the co-founders of a new food truck app. It's called Forwheel, and it's about helping connect guests with food trucks. Initially, it's going to help you as a food truck owner to be able to do your social media posts to help people know when you're open and when you're closed. So today, our topic is going to be just how they wanted to create a memorable experience. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Want to know the secret to boosting sales and growing a crowd of loyal customers? It's marketing. Learn how to create a powerful marketing plan with the Food Truck Marketing Guide from Table Needs. Get your copy today. The link is in the description below.
First and foremost, Bill, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and allowing me to jump on your podcast. I'm an avid listener. I also really did appreciate your last episode with the perception of the rat. I thought that was funny, and that was a really great story, and how you tied it all together, especially in a 10-minute segment. It was very entertaining. Really appreciated that. I'm Brenden Bishop. I have been in the software engineering industry for about 10 years now. I majored in computer science. That's what I do. Working full time in New York City, which is where I'm from. I was born and raised in New York. I only got what I would say a very late exposure to the world of food trucks through a colleague, just word of mouth. Hey, you got to check out this chicken truck. It's amazing. Right by my job. Never knew it existed, and went over there, and that was really sort of like the day that it changed for me, because I was like, wait a minute, there's this whole industry of food trucks that are pumping out amazing food. That food truck was Yankee Doodle Dandy, by the way. They're a popular truck in New York and one of my favorites. But from then on, I was kind of curious as to why something didn't exist to help me find them, and how do you find them? Is it just word of mouth or social media? And so that set me down a path on and off for a few years in terms of exploring how I could potentially use my skill set as a software engineer to help build a solution there. I would say really in 2020, when COVID started happening and the world was shut down effectively, that gave me a lot of time to start thinking about trying to tackle that problem. I ate at so many food trucks. I went to every smorgasbord type of festival I can get into, and also just took any chance I could to talk to food truck owners and see what their day-to-day problems are, see what their goals are as well. A lot of them mentioned, they eventually want to get to a brick and mortar. That just brought a wealth of information that I then took in and was able to start, hypothesizing how we could roll out some technology solutions to help solve some of these problems. And that's where I slowly built up a team of 4 of us now. And we just launched our first iteration of our app. It's called Forwheel. It's designed and catered towards food truck owners. From some early stage feedback, we got a lot of food trucks, at least in New York, were pushing social media, but it was a lot of effort. Also, we had some stories of people posting wrong locations on different platforms, or they're managing multiple trucks and they put the wrong truck location for a particular one. And so that was sort of the first problem we decided to tackle, because we really wanted to separate ourselves of focusing first on food trucks and not on the consumer angle of, hey, how do I find food trucks? I think, that's how my passion for it started. But when I started really getting into the industry and breaking down the problem, I realized that there's a lot we can do just for food truck owners before we ever introduce a consumer-based model. And so that was our approach. We just launched our app this past November of 2023. We've had a few iterations of it, pushing out different updates to address some of the customizations on things. And effectively, our app, what it allows food truck owners to do is pulls in your live location, or you could set a custom one, and then you're able to customize your brand, your template, upload a background image, truck logo. It's all saved there. And so when you're ready to share your truck is at a particular location, you have a nice template that's ready to go, single tap to each of the 3 platforms and you're done. We've seen from, if you're trying to build out custom content for, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or X, Instagram, and Facebook, we've heard from some owners that if they don't have something ready to go already, it can take 10 to 15 minutes to just make sure all the details are right and get it out. we've cut that down to roughly about 30 seconds once you have your stuff in our app. Feedback has been good, but we're looking to grow. We really are looking at this to showcase our skills in technology. And when you use the app, we hope you can see that and appreciate that the level of quality is of what you would expect from a modern day large scale application. We want to get feedback. We also have sort of a roadmap of features that we're working on that are available in the app for you to pick and choose what's the most important to you, to give us that feedback so we can help prioritize what to work on next. Ultimately, it's about getting in front of food truck owners and really just delivering as much value as we can to them as a standalone app, and then allow us to really set some of the longer term goals that we have.
That's a great overview, and it really summarizes what we talked about before we started the podcast today. If you would kind of explain, you said there's different iterations you're going to be doing, and obviously the app's going to be growing. So right now, if a food truck owner was to get on the app, what are they able to do? What's the benefit?
Yeah, so right now the benefit is just to streamline your post to social media and your followers, right? Of where your food truck is currently located, or if you want to share in the future. Some of our current users like to put out, Instagram or Facebook stories the night before saying, I'm going to be at such and such location. And that's how they choose to do it. Others choose to do it when they finally find their parking spot and they sit up, they blast it out at that point. So it's really just meant to streamline that process. You can customize your own brand template to save you time. And then when you get to your food truck or whenever you're ready to share to your followers, you go ahead and do that very easily and quickly. And really, we sort of, again, at the foundation or the core of it was ultimately we want, right? Our mission is to create a universally accessible and memorable experience in the world of mobile food as a whole. We asked ourselves, like, people are looking to find food trucks today. How do they do it, right? How are food truck owners getting out their location today? And the answer is social media. What we thought is, all right, well, if we can make that process better or simpler or more streamlined and save food truck owners some time there, then that's at least our entry into the marketplace and our initial value add. And also completely free at this point in time. No plans for subscription at this stage. It's really meant to showcase that we're here because we are very passionate about the industry. We're very passionate about food and food truck owners, myself included. And we really want to solidify ourselves as a contributor to the community first and foremost, and at the service of these food trucks.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I love when people want to get in and help, but they're not immediately putting a price tag on it, because then it's really, you're not wanting to help, you want to make money. So
right,
you guys are wanting to help first, and that's awesome. Right now, a food truck owner can use this basically to single post to Instagram, Facebook, and X or Twitter.
That's correct. Yeah.
So basically it's a time saver.
Yes.
Certainly, food truck owners need all the time saved they can get. I like to say that in a typical day, a food truck owner has 70 one-minute jobs to do every hour. Definitely not enough time to do them all. Right. The next step. So once we got that critical mass of food truck owners that are enjoying being able to pre-post and post from your app onto their own social media, what would be the next logical step?
Yeah, great point. So we have a lot, right? We have a pretty large vision, and I'll touch on some of those. I think immediately we're juggling between two features. One is going to be driving event bookings we've seen from our current customer base. If you go into the app, we have a fun little Be Our Sous Chef option, and you can go in there and you can see what we're working on, and you can prioritize the things that are most important to you, and that lets us know, hey, what do our users think? We want to be very open in terms of feedback and have that feedback loop. And we work very closely with our current users to address any problems they have. We're very hands-on. By far and away, event bookings has been the number one ask. And I think that for us is going to be through the app, giving you the ability to register your truck from a legal business standpoint. We're going to do our due diligence to make sure that you're legit so that no one else can potentially steal your truck name or claim to be you, and then give you the ability to create a truck profile, a menu, and even a booking profile to specify, I only want to work in these areas, or I'm looking for X amount of minimum budget, all the typical qualifications that food trucks have now for events, and then ultimately leverage that and our website to drive to pools of potential bookers. That's where we're leaning right now, and that would be the first next step to address the immediate need of bookings. And again, no monetary value associated there yet. We're going to just basically, we want to establish ourselves as a broker, right? Hey, you're looking for a food truck for an event. This food truck is ready for events. You guys meet up, and then your normal process proceeds from there. We don't take any finder's fees or anything. We can't stress it enough. We wanted to make sure that we're delivering value first and foremost to the truck owners. So that's the first step. As an immediate fast follower, we will piggyback on that because now you have a truck profile, you have a menu, you have a presence there, and that's searchable. And so what we immediately want to do is then launch our Eater app, which we're going to call Forwheel Eats. And that's going to bring in the consumer side of our vision, where now in the very first iteration, I can launch the app as an eater and see trucks in my area. And if you've done the setup to be listed for bookings, now from your end, the only thing you have to do when you get to your food truck or wherever you're at is tap a button to share your current location, and then that'll feed directly into our Eater app. So now we can actually bring you net new customers. So that's kind of I would say the 1-2 punch that we're looking to strive for next. In parallel, we are exploring leveraging partnerships with other third parties. We, through our research, have found some cost and maintenance things and essentials that food truck operators need to take care of on a day-to-day basis. Things like propane, whether it's ingredients and restaurant supplies from somewhere like Restaurant Depot, or gas even. And then finally, insurance, right, for your food truck. And I know that that's a nuanced industry and there's a lot of players in that market. And ultimately, what we want to do is find the right partners in these segments. And at that stage, that's where we'd start to introduce a Forwheel membership model. You can subscribe to our membership. You get obviously access to all the app features that we include to help you run and operate and share to social media, but then ultimately be able to leverage those benefits that we're going to build from those third-party providers, where we save you 10% at Restaurant Depot, or we give you $50 off on your insurance plan on a given year. Those are the things that we're looking for, and the partnerships that we're looking to build really help provide as much value as we can.
That's awesome. Food truck owners need all the help they can get. Since there's a low entry level as far as cost to get into this business, it's very helpful to really get all the discount and assistance they can get.
Absolutely. Yep.
Tomorrow, Brenden and I will continue our conversation, and we're going to be talking about there's always got to be a guinea pig. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow, because I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.